Okay, hello guys. So today we are gonna to talk about radicals. The concept of radical is a little bit similar to square root, or we can say square root is part of the radical definition. So we can see here that in this expression we call it square root, but others like cube root or fourth root, actually all the things here we call it radicals. So square root is only a part of radicals. And now let's dig into radicals. So we use this to represent square root, right? In the previous classes. Then actually we can write the numbers here that indicate different kind of radicals. So this number here, A, we call it radicand. And this sign, okay, this sign, we call it radical or radical sign. Okay, and the number n is index. So this means if n is equal to, then that will be square root, but we won't write 2 here because we are more familiar with this kind of expression. And if we write 3, that means we got 3 3 roots. They are same and they're let's write this like x with cube root will become y. Then we will know that actually y with power of 3 will become x. Okay, because what we did is actually we do 3 times on both sides. We gave it power of 3, and then these two will diminish each other, and also the radical sign. So we'll leave x here, and y will become 3 times. Yes. And we call the number of y the root. Okay. And same with fourth root, and keep going on will be like fifth root or something like that. Okay. And therefore, let's just see a few examples about this. Okay, so for this question, what we are looking at is the fourth root of 16. And then we all know that fourth square is 16, right? So we can write it into fourth square. And then we also know that 4 can be written as 2 square. Okay, so what I change is this part. I change 4 into 2 over 2, 2 with power of 2. And then what we did is that we calculate the powers here. So these two numbers, because one is inside a bracket and one is outside, we'll do multiplication on them. So what we get will be 2 with the power of 4. Or here we missed the index. So with index of 4, we can do diminish of these two numbers. Then we will get 2. Be our final answer. Okay. Next, let's move on. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna get 32. So we can do the short division on 32. We leave the negative sign alone. Okay, let's do this. Do the short division. because 32 is end with 2, odd, even number, so we can write 2 here, and then we'll got 16, because 32 divided by 2, okay, 32 divided by 2 is 16. Then we know 16 is 4 times 4, right? Like the previous one. Okay. Then we also know that 4 is 2 with power of 2. Okay. So actually we can write that 32 is everything here times together. So 2 times 4 times 4. And we know that we got 2, 4, right? 2, 4, so we got 4 square. So it's too ugly here. And we also know that 4 is 2 square. So 2 square square. We got 2 times 2 with power of 4, right? And then we get 2 to the power of 5. Okay, because we are doing multiplication of two number with exponent, and by doing multiplication, actually the exponent will add. So here's 1 plus 4, we got 5. Okay, so actually we can replace this, but remember the sign, the negative sign here. We know that 2 this so if n is an even number, then we get -1. No, we get 1, right? Because even 2 -1 times each other will become 1. So even number will always get 1. But if n is odd, then we'll get -1. So here we can find that it got a radical, the index of radical is 5. So here we'll got a negative number on our answer. And we know we got 2, the value of the number is 2. Then we also add negative on it. So when you do the multiplication here, let me erase this first. So you see, if you do 2 of the power of 5, you'll get 32, right? But if you got -2 of power of 5, then you got -32. Because you get this, you got 5 -2, and we know this 2 negative can diminish, this 2 can diminish, but we always got 1 left. Okay, so the answer for this one will be -2. So we can write, not red, -2, and this will be our answer. Okay, let's move this a little bit higher, and then okay. And for this part, we got 1000 with radical of 3, with a cube root, right? So we got 3 0 here. That means we can rewrite 1000 into 10 times 10 times 10. Okay, 3 0 to 3 0 here, 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, and the index is 3. So actually we can just write 10 to the power of 3 and cube root of it. And we found that, okay, 3, so we can diminish it. Then what we left will be 10. That's our final answer for this one. And we got our next one. Okay, so this one is a little bit harder, but let's break and conquer. Yes, so we take numerator and denominator separately. So first, let's just look at 64. We got square root. No, we got 6th root for this one. So we should look for like the short division of 64, and we know 64, we can actually rewrite 64 into a times 8, right? So that will be a squared. Then we know that 8 is actually 2 to the power of 3. So we replace it with 2 to the power of 3. We can get that 2, remember this 2 here, 3 and 2, they have to multiply each other because it's inside and outside the bracket. Okay, so we get 6, 2 times 3, 3 times 2 is 6. So we know, okay, 64 is 2 to the power of 6, and it can diminish with the 6 here. Good. Then let's move on to the denominator. So we got 729 for the denominator. That's a big number, so let's do the short division. And since its last digit is not an even number, so we know 2 will not be, it's better. Let's try 3. Okay. For 3, we got this digit will be 2, 1 left, 4. Okay, 12 and 3. Okay, so it works. Actually, what I'm doing is division, like 2, 6, 12, 4, 12, 9, 3. So we got 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 3 here. Then next part, we'll keep using 3 because 3 looks looks like one of its factor. So 3 times 8 will be 24, and 3 times 1. And here we know that 81 is actually the square of 9, right? So we can just write 9 and 9 here. So we do the calculation here, multiply everything here. So we got 3 squared because we got 2 3 here, and we got 2 9 here. So we can write times 9 squared. Then we already know that 9 is the square, the 3 with power of 2, right? So 3 power of 2 times 3 with power of 2 square. Don't forget the square here. Then we know that will be 3 to the power of 2. Here is multiplication, so we got 3 to the power of 4. Then we can get 3 to the power of 6 because here we are doing addition. Okay, then that's enough for us. We can rewrite this, not this one. Rewrite this. So we know that 6 is the index, and we got 2 to the power of 6. So we write it in the numerator, that is 64. Then we can rewrite 729 as 3 to the power of 6. Okay, so therefore we can diminish the numerator with the index, and also the denominator with the index. Remember, if you only diminish one, then others should remain the same, because the radical here is not only affected one of the numerator or denominator, it affects both. So you have to do the diminish once for numerator, once for denominator. Okay, then keep going on, because it's already been diminished, so we can just write 2/3, and that will be our answer. Okay, and that's the introduction part of radicals.